Um, Good afternoon, class, or good evening, good morning, if depending on when you're listening or viewing this video. This is going to be a really short video on moving files between your computer and the mainframe, okay, using FTP. Now, if those of you that are using the PC client, the Vista client, they have a pretty decent transfer facility there. The Mocha client doesn't, that I found. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with FTP. And because my East Carolina class only uses the Mocha client, when we need to transfer the files between the PC and the mainframe, we just use FTP. Real simple, right? Pretty straightforward. And so you're viewing my screen now. Let me bring up my system. Got too much clutter here. Yeah, too much stuff. Don't need all this. Sorry to take your time while I'm doing this, but well, we're not going to log on to yet. We're not going to log on to the mainframe yet. What we're going to do is use the command prompt in Windows. And if you're on a Mac, Terminal works the same way. Terminal works exactly the same way. So I'm going to change to the C drive because that's just going to be easier for us to do this. Now I'm making a temporary directory. I'm just going to call it camtemp. Could have done this beforehand. CD camtemp. It's just to place a file. You know, no, this is absolutely no big deal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to FTP from this directory. So when I put and I get, I know where the file is going to be. You can path it. You can write the path out. But just, you know, for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go to that directory. And if you put in the full path, and because I'm lazy, I don't like to do all the typing. If you put in the full path, you can be in whatever directory you want to be in. So let's create a simple file. This is a file to transfer. Okay. I'm going to save as in the C drive, just so you know where it is. Camtemp and test. Now, I'm not going to put an extension on it because the mainframe doesn't like extensions. So don't use extensions on the files that you're transferring to the mainframe. Okay. To the mainframe. Of course, the files that you're transferring from the mainframe aren't going to have any extensions on them. Test. Okay, save. So far so good, correct? And we're in camtemp. I'm going to do a dir. Why don't I see it? Camtemp, why don't I see it? One file. I got one file, but I don't see it. Oh, there, duh. I was looking for something called cam. No, test. It's there. It's there. So now I can FTP directly from here because I've got my FTP path. I think path so that I can FTP from anywhere. And I was in earlier, so I had the no, I didn't. It's not going to work. So you just put FTP and the URL for where you're trying to FTP into. ZOS, KCTR, Marist. KC03 I0D. That is the student ID. Cat1 is the password. Okay. So I'm going to do an LS, and you can see these are my PDSs. Okay, these are my PDSs. So because I'm in cam temp where that file is, all I got to do is just say put, and I'm going to CD to lang.load. Okay, CD to lang.load. That looked pretty good. Now I'm just going to say put cam. Hope I'm not forgetting any steps. FTP. Okay, let me say quit. File was there, cam temp. dir. Oh, test.txt. Here we go. We got this issue where, yeah, I think context will let you. Yeah, we have an issue when Windows tries to help you. God bless it. Windows tries to help you. And I think the ASCII files kind of demand that you have. But see, here I don't see that I have a, no, that's not it. Cam temp off of C. Okay, let's see if we can rename this. It's good this is happening. Okay, let's see. Okay, hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's gonna leave it. Notepad doesn't like for you to do that. You gotta go through some connections with Notepad. Let's see. That looks good, that looks better. So yeah, so and it's good you saw that because it didn't like the fact that, well, when I was looking for test and I actually had test.txt there. So, but if I had tried to upload text.txt, if I tried to put that, it would have given me an error because it would say, well, we don't like that .txt. I think I can go back to my commands. Again, KC03I0D. You guys know that I like when mistakes happen so you can see things over repeated, right? Cat1. Okay, so again, I'm in the root of my PDFs. So I'm going to switch to lang. And notice that this is case insensitive. I don't think there's a general rule to tell you about case sensitivity. It's just case by case. When you're Unix, it's case sensitive. When you're Linux, it's case sensitive. When you're in ISPF, it's case insensitive. FTP for the most part. Now, there may be some cases where FTP, the case makes a difference. But as you can see, case doesn't make a difference here. Okay. So now, and because I'm in the directory, camtemp. If I say put test, it should just upload the file. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to say, well, my present working directory is lang.load, right? I'm going to do an ls, and there's test. There's test. Okay, so let's quit this. And let's log in to ZOS with TSO. I0D. Okay, here we go. Cat1. I'm going to 3.4. And I'm going to go to lang.load. And I'm going to look for test. There it is. I say E, but I could have said V. Okay, so that's that. Now, going the other way is just as easy. Did I break the connection? I guess I did. So it's real easy to connect. Okay, what's going on here? Command prompt, FTP, KC, ZOS, KC dot KCTR dot Marist dot edu. Okay. Use KC03, I0D, password. Now, I'm doing LS. Oh, I'm not in cam temp. But I can path it, but I don't want to because I have a typo and it'll just take me longer. C, CD, C, CD, CD, cam temp. Okay, I didn't have to do that. I could have pathed, but just for expediency's sake, I just transferred to the directory where I was. Now I can go scroll back through my old commands using the up arrow and just go back into it. KC, no, COS dot KCTR Marist edu password. Login failed. I fat fingered it. KC 03I 0D cat 1. Okay. LS, and I'm just going to go to lang.cntl. Do a list. I'm just going to get COBOL 2. Any one of these COBOL 2. These are all JCL 2. And it's going to put it in, my cam temp because that's where I am. Now I could have told it to do it. Let me just see if I got the syntax right for this. Yeah, it doesn't like that because it doesn't see this as a data set name convention. But let me see if I can get rid of the C colon. Yeah, it doesn't, let me think about what I'm doing for a second. Lost my, in lang.cntl, I got these files. And Oh, so that's that's not the file name. I got to get the file. I got to think about the syntax so before I can path it. But understand that I am in the directory that I want to receive the file locally. When I logged on, I was in CamTemp locally, and remotely, I'm in the directory that I want to get the file from. So, and this is probably the simplest way to do it. There are ways to code in the path. I'm going to make too many syntactical errors. It's going to take too long. In general, now you can play around with that. You know, you can play around to get the syntax right. I really don't have time to do that right now, but get COBOL 2. And it's going to overwrite it. It's going to say it's not going to tell you that you already have it there. It's going to overwrite it. Now, I can just quit this. And go look locally. There it is, COBOL 2. Try a different file. Okay, so that's the JCL, right? And so that shows you how that took longer than I wanted it to, but that showed you how to move files between the mainframe and your computer using FTP. And I'm going to give you a lab that does that, right? So since you guys want work, I'm going to give you a lab that does that. See you in class.